All right, so we're at 600 yards with the AK Veper, and I got 2 on the paper, and then 3, 4 over here, and a 5th one went there. So we got 2 on target. I think this was a 5-shot group. So I had a 5. I got 2 on a man-sized target, so that would have been a hit. And then I got 2 arm shots. Those are from somebody else. Got 2 arm shots there, and that one was a miss. That's with the AK Veper. That's the 600 yards. Okay, so this is the AK Veper that I was shooting that 600 yards with. So, the hits that you saw was actually the second time around shooting. The first 5 shots were complete misses because on this second focal plane scope, I didn't dial up all the way. I had dialed back a little bit. Okay, I might have been at 8 magnification instead of 10, and yeah, the shots went just over that target. So yeah, that's one of the issues with, like, if you're gonna shoot second focal plane scopes, you have to pretty much only shoot second focal plane scopes, because if you're going back and forth between first focal plane and second focal plane, the comfort that you're going to develop dialing back, for a wider field of view, and then just like not being stuck to the highest magnification, you're gonna develop a comfort with shooting in all magnifications. And then when you go to a second focal plane scope, that habit is going to carry over, and you're gonna be trying to shoot 600 yards and not be in your max magnification. And the holdover here is 4 mils. So if I'm at 8, yeah, that's gonna lift it like just over the target. Hey everyone, so I was shooting the Veper 308 at 1,000 yards and 1 hit here with the 2 squares. So that's 1 out of 5 at 1,000 yards. So the holdover was 15 mils, the full mil grid. Okay, initially I tried 13 and a half, and I spotted an impact that was low, like on the 15 mil line, and basically I adjusted to that. And that's how I got my hit. So because at first I took 5 shots. I think those were completely wasted. And finally, I think on the last one, on the 5th one, I saw an impact with that, because that max magnification is 10, and that's fine, because that's where I'm working with the even with the 5 to 25, I'm working at 10. Well, I finally spotted an impact. I saw it was on the 15 line, and then I took another 5 shots. Only 1 hit. We'll take another 5. We'll see if we can do better. All right, well, let me give you guys some thoughts on shooting the AK Veper at 1,000 yards for the first time. So I took 15 shots, and I only got 1 hit. Okay, and I'm not counting the first 5 shots, but I kind of used to kind of dial in. I finally saw like a splash. And I dialed myself in with the first 5. So, and then I shot 15 after that in 5 shot successions, and I just couldn't, I couldn't get there. Now with the AR-10, yeah, basically I'm getting like an average of like 4 out of 5, about either 3 MOA, between 3 MOA and 4 MOA with the AR-10. Okay. So now, in all fairness, I just mounted this scope. That's the primary arms. 1 to 10 by 28 SLX this week. All right, and I shot this at 100 yards. I got a 50-yard zero, shot at 100 yards, so that got an idea of what my grouping was, and then from there, basically, I just went straight to 1,000 yards today. Ideally, I would have liked to have shot, if I had more time, I would have shot this at 200 yards, shot it at 300 yards, shot it at 600 yards. So on the one hand, maybe I need to just like work with this rifle a little bit more. That's entirely possible. A couple of things that are really working against me: the ergonomics. This stock is very hard to, basically, get the right elevation at the back. Other thing is just the way that the scope sits on the side mount. It's just too high. So I'm taking basically a chin, instead of a cheek weld, I've got a jaw weld, or so my face isn't sitting perfectly on the gun. Other thing that's throwing me off a little bit is the fact that there's a second focal plane. At one point today when I was shooting this, I had it zoomed up all the way to 10 power. I was shooting like at 8 power, and that was like throwing off the shot. So I'm kind of used to, at this point, I'm used to shooting first focal plane scopes where I can be in any magnification. And now with this one, I can only be in 10 magnification. So that's throwing me off a little bit. Okay. So yeah, I'm thinking this is a $450 scope. I got this like 2 years ago. I'm thinking I'm going to probably sell this one off for about $350, because at this point I'm just so, like, all my other scopes are like first focal plane. I got this oddball second focal plane over here. It's just not working well with the habits that I'm developing. Okay, so those are my thoughts so far on this. Yeah, so I'm gonna work on this a little bit more and see if I can, if I can stretch this out. But yeah, I mean, I know I've been at 100 yards. I probably gotta go and hit the 200 yards, get to 300 yards. But yeah, I mean, no problem hitting 1,000 yards today with the AR-10. But that, I've got a little bit more practice on that. But then again, the first time I shot my AR-10 at 1,000 yards, I got, I think it was like 9 out of 10 hits. I posted a video on that for like 2.2 MOA, right? It was like a 22-inch group at 1,000 yards. First time shooting the AR-10. I don't seem able to do that today with this Veper AK.